What's up, everybody? Bootsy Greenwood here. I haven't made a video in a little bit of a while, but I've been making a lot of podcasts. So thank you guys, if you've been listening to those, appreciate that. Thanks for watching this video. I'm doing a lot of stuff exclusive on Patreon since everybody's locked up in their bunker. I don't buy social distancing. It's quarantining. That is what it is. And I don't think that it's necessary personally, so I'm getting out as much as I can. Hopefully, like a lot of the people who are at high risk are doing the things that they can to keep themselves safe. I'm all for that, to each their own. But I just made a podcast the other day, and I was talking about how you can't fly. There's a lot of I think misinterpretations of these ideas of reality creation. There's, varying from a little bit off, a little bit skewed to like way off, right? If you're falling prey to ideas such as, you're at the center of the universe and you're the only one with free will, I would love to challenge you to this reality that we currently all find ourselves in, with this virus that's basically the flu that is shutting down basically the entire world, which is kind of insane. But I want to talk a little bit about reality and what it is and how we are a part of it, but there's also a part of it that doesn't need us, right? So we have this objective reality here at the foundation of what is going on, okay? We have laws, like physical laws, like gravity, which I guarantee and this is what I said in the thing, I was like, you can't fly. But if you think you can fly, do us a solid and try and take off from the ground. There have been a few people on LSD and other substances who have tried to fly from the top of a building, and they have not made it. And I don't think it's because they didn't believe they could. If you're on that much LSD, you could believe basically whatever. But gravity, laws of physics here, other laws, right? Laws are objective, okay? Laws. Okay, so the Kabbalion, right? Like all the Hermetic laws. Those are all laws. Those are happening whether or not you believe in them or not. It doesn't matter. You could believe that you can fly and jump off the top of a building, and guess what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen. You're going to hit the ground. I used to jump off a lot of stuff with like a like a Winn-Dixie bag, like a grocery shopping bag, like jump off a deck, and hurt myself when I was a kid. I would put on like a helmet and like just just launch off like this thing's gonna parachute me like I was in a DuckTales cartoon or something. And guess what happened every time? I hit the ground hard. So we have objective reality here, right? Certain things are just the way that they are. We're all gonna poop. If you believe hard enough, you're never gonna poop again. Well, I have got news for you. And so anyway, I digress. So then we have the collective conscious, right? Up here. And this is kind of where, because like we're all sharing this reality, okay? This is kind of where we're all at now, right? With this whole scare, with this doom and gloom, okay? Another thing I'll say too, guys, is I'm going to be talking about stuff on Patreon that I can't talk about on YouTube, and I'm going to put most of this stuff up for free on Patreon. But YouTube's a little funky, so don't want to get too conspiracy-y on you on the YouTube, because there's plenty of that. But on Patreon, if you go and check out over there, I'm going to do a much better job there than I have been in the past. And I want to make sure that there's free stuff, speculation, and then we're also going to be, some friends of mine and I, working on some other projects. I'm still doing comedy and stuff. I'll stop shamelessly plugging myself in just a minute. But yeah, do go on Patreon. I always end my videos plugging things, and that's completely free to check out. But please go to patreon.com/BootsyGreenwood, and you can see my stand-up stuff for free as well there. But the collective conscious, this is what is going on right now. Each and every human being has their own layer of reality. We each share a piece of the collective conscious. Let's say that each one of these circles represents one of our consciousnesses, and they're all adding to the collective conscious. So I have an influence, but it's only so big, right? The whole like specific person movement where you're just going to control people into your reality, the romance coaches who are teaching that, it's bullshit. I'll just go ahead and call it what it is. Most of the methods that they teach will actually distance people from you further. But we each, every single one of us, are co-creating the collective conscious. Okay? And that could be anything, right? So now we get into the space of variations, what he calls, Vadim does in his book, also called collective unconscious by others, also called source by others, so many, metaphysical world, infinity, right? Infinity. Let's just call it infinity, which is also synonymous to the dream world. Okay? So this is all encompassing. This encompasses the collective unconscious as well as the subjective reality. Now, and this is the third dimension here. We can fly in dreams and we can do things like that in dreams because in dreams, those laws don't apply, right? So you can fly in a dream. You can do all sorts of other manner of things in a dream. But in our reality, this collective conscious right here is the most influential part of where we live. And this kind of determines where we live within the space of alternates, right? Within all of these different options and possibilities that exist, which is infinity, which is overwhelming. And yes, all of those realities are true and accessible. Some are further away, some are closer. So the closer ones are more easily accessible, and you're more likely to find yourself in one of those realities. Now, here's one thing that people are getting confused. They're like, oh, I'm transurfing wrong because I'm in the coronavirus frenzy reality. No, you're not transurfing wrong. That's not your fault. That's part of this collective conscious, which we are a part of, we are contributing to. And if you're at home afraid or out afraid or preaching fear or fear mongering, then you're making this worse. Whereas if you're bringing joy, humor, love, etc. to the world, then you're actually improving the collective conscious. So you're bringing that up, right? So your layer, it does influence everyone else's layer. This stuff adds up. You have positive and negative, love and fear. And it's all just adding on top of itself. So this is like a collective subjective reality, right? And then each one of these is a subjective reality. Right? And in these subjective realities, I can heal, I can be very successful, I can be the person that I'd like to be, I can share with people, I can enjoy life, I can do tons of things, right? Almost anything is possible, right? Like within this space of alternates where anything is possible, I can almost do anything. But I can't fly, okay? No offense to that, and I get it that a lot of people have this understanding that whatever it is that you believe about the world, that's reflected. That's true beyond natural law, right? So whatever my subjective view of the world is going to be reflected back at me beyond objective natural law. So like a crazy person is only crazy because they've detached themselves from objective reality. So now their heart and mind are disconnected, they're dissociated, they're living in a reality that's within the space of variations, right? But it's not physically real. So they're living in a reality that's not an objective reality. It's not part of the collective conscious either, okay? So you're not transurfing wrong or whatever, manifesting wrong because of this, weird situation that we all find ourselves in. It's not your fault. Whatever the reality is, whatever the collective conscious is, whatever objective reality plus what we're adding to, whatever that reality is and exists, you can transurf it or whatever you want to call it, right? You can transurf any bad reality to yourself personally, right? But we have to keep in mind too that we're also influencing people and adding to the collective conscious, which is like, this is the foundation of reality, the objective reality, the laws that govern the material world. And then on top of that, we get to build and co-create a conscious reality that we all agree upon and share. And that's why the media is so powerful. That's why your thoughts, and that's why these mental pendulums are so, I don't know, like precious, I would say, to whoever it is that wants to get you on their side. They want you to see their view of the world. If you see their view of the world, then you're going to continue to bring that into reality and influence the collective conscious toward that reality or that lifeline. So I just want to reassure you that just because we're all here, man, you didn't just zip out to some other reality because you transurfed wrong or you had a negative. Don't blame yourself. This is not a time to blame yourself for the situation, unless you were in a lab in Wuhan, but you haven't done anything wrong to affect the collective conscious. But what you can do is influence it toward a more positive lifeline and your own as well. And I recommend doing that. It's pretty straightforward. So I know it's confusing because, we all want to believe in miracles, and I do believe in miracles, absolutely. Like I said, I believe absolutely 100% you can heal, you can be successful, you can have resources, you can live an amazing life, you can have very rich friends in a loving, wholesome way, which I live a charmed life. I mean, even amidst all of this, I really do. And I've been able to cultivate that because of implementing these principles over time. But I still find myself in this very same reality. And, as much as you want to believe anything, not everything is possible in the physical world. In the dream space, yeah, that's why your soul flies there, because it can do anything. But we did something, we signed a contract or decided or something that we would come down here and play by these laws, right? They are not rules. Laws and rules are not the same. Rules are made to be broken. Laws are not going anywhere. So physical laws, gravity, laws of physics, stuff in the Kabbalion, natural laws, laws of balance, we're subject to those. Those are going to happen, and balance is coming, which is fun, for some of us. For some of us others, maybe not so much. But I hope this makes some sense. I want you guys to know that you shouldn't be blaming yourselves for the co-created reality that we have, that you're awesome to generate and show love as often as possible. No one is the enemy. I was talking to a friend of mine today who is a nurse, and he told me what the worst case scenario for this thing is. It's really not even that bad. Worst case. So, do what you think you need to do. Listen here. Don't listen to the media pendulum of the collective conscious that is just trying to convince you of things. I recommend now more than ever disengaging from that, since it is basically the only topic that's allowed to be talked about. I make a video about anything else and it gets 12 clicks. but this thing it's a very hot topic right now. It's a feeding frenzy. But everything's going to be okay. I just wanted to just give you a basic framework because I know there's a lot of people out there who are like, well, anything, you can do anything. And that's true to a point. But there are some limits, we have objective reality to deal with here. There are physical laws in place as well as karmic laws. So thanks everybody. Check me out on Patreon. I got stuff on Gumroad as well. That's free. Patreon.com/BootsyGreenwood. Gumroad.com/BootsyGreenwood. Peace.